Sega.
Hello and welcome to our first proper look at the Wood Elves in battle. Today we have an Empire army led by Volkmar the Grim attempting to invade the sacred woodlands of Athel Loren, with the forest defenders of the Wood Elves and their tree spirit allies standing in defence of the Oak of Ages. Now the Oak is the beating heart of Athel Loren, and it's surrounded by lush and verdant forests with elven waystones, creating a nice little avenue up to the Oak itself as it towers over the battlefield. While not every unit in the Wood Elves roster is on show here today, this is a sort of fairly representative mix of a mid to high tier army. Leading our army is an Elven Glade Lord riding a Great Eagle, making him both highly mobile and very capable in melee, though he's also a powerful archer in his own right. Great Eagles can also be recruited to fight solo, and they're useful as fast, punchy positional support right across the battlefield. Hawk Riders are essentially flying skirmish cavalry. And of course the noble Forest Dragon. Like other Forest Spirit units, he has a 20% bonus to his physical resistance, and he deals both magical and poison attacks. Perched on this handy cliff edge we have 5 units of Elven Way Watchers, the top tier of Wood Elf archers. Firing en masse, their long-range armour-piercing fire can be as devastating as any artillery. They're also accompanied by a Waystalker hero character. His hawkish precision ability augments nearby friendly archers with a further 25% armour piercing buff, and he can fire the Arrow of Kurnus. On the melee front we have some War Dancers with Azrai Spears, highly skilled melee specialists with an additional defensive stance ability. Next in line are the Wildwood Rangers. They deal armour piercing anti-large damage just like War Dancers, but they have better armour and get a bonus charge defence in forests. On to the Forest Spirits, and their monstrous infantry come in the form of Treekin. For comparison purposes, these gnarled fellows can trade blows with Chaos Spawn, but they also have the Siege Attacker trait and enjoy the bonus physical resistance and magical attacks of all woodland spirits. They do have quite a weakness to fire, however, as do their bigger brothers, the Treemen. Out wide on the flank, we've Vanguard deployed 2 units of Wild Riders. Forest stalking, frenzied damage dealers, these stag-mounted cavalry also cause fear. They can hide in woods too, making them perfect for deep field artillery ambushes midway through a battle. Right, let's get cracking then, as our flyers move off to the left flank in an attempt to force the enemy to spread his forces out. Our Wild Riders up on the right are thundering up the flank in an effort to get into a position that plays to their strengths. All armies demand at least some level of micromanagement, as you know, but it's especially true of the Wood Elves, who are very much glass cannon in their army style. So the Way Watchers and the Waystalker are already using their excellent range to start peppering away at incoming units. They've already pretty much wiped out a melee cav unit, and they're opening up on some flagellants in earnest, and just look at that health bar drop. There's lots of Hellstorm rocket battery fire hitting our melee block here, and it looks like the Wildwood Rangers are getting hit the hardest. There's also a unit of Demigriffs ranging around looking for an entry point here, so let's shift the line across a bit. Back to the Wild Riders now, and they've taken a stealthy breather in the woods here, which has given the enemy army time to advance away from its rocket batteries, and the moment has come to let them fly. Small units like this are no match for their swift, fear-inspiring punch, but it looks like Volkmar's hanging back to bolster their defences. And in they go, disrupting, damaging and scaring the battery crews while inhibiting them from firing, of course, as well. Shouldn't take long to chew through all this lot, so long as Volkmar doesn't pray them to pieces in the meantime with some Sigmarite nonsense. Hit and run is the name of the game with the Wild Riders. Once their job's done, you've got to get them out of the tar pit and barrelling into something new as quick as you like. Back to our melee block now, and you can see just how much damage a few rocket volleys has done to the Rangers. Now the Demis have chosen the right target, and that's gonna hurt! So our weakened Rangers have been routed in short order, and given the mass of living wood nearby, the Demigriffs have quite rightly gone off to hunt for other targets of opportunity. And straight towards our War Dancers, as it turns out, which may not be such a wise move. While very lightly armoured, war dancers are immune to psychology and armed with Azrae spears. They have the anti-large trait and bonus charge defence versus large. This puts them in a prime position to both take a charge from shock cavalry like this and pay out enough damage to send them packing. A piecemeal follow-up by a unit of halberdiers isn't going to cause our remaining rangers too much trouble. And in go the Treekin and the Treeman. Fear, massive weapon damage, magical attacks. Let us bid these sons of Sigmar good luck and good night. Back over to Eagle Wing on the left flank, who've been waiting for the Way Watchers to soften everyone up, and in goes the Glade Lord against some riflemen. Now you'll see some spectacular arcing attacks from the Eagle here. It really is the most amazing mount, artfully killing single units and disrupting multiple others with the same attacks. Combine that nimble punch with some melee specialisation in your Glade Lord's personal combat tree, and you've got a swift and deadly duo who can relocate and choose their targets at will. Now Vokmar's clearly realised it's all falling apart now, and this looks like just the kind of opportunity we've been saving our dragon and our eagle for. And in goes the Glade Lord for good measure as well. And it looks like the Ruckus has moved into range of the Way Watchers as well, so they're adding a dollop of AP damage to the mix. This is kind of a perfect storm. 3 monstrous units, all with magical attacks and high weapon strength, all ranged against Volkmar on his war altar. The Treeman and Co have waded into the fray now as well, chasing usefully, if rather hopelessly, against the remainder of the Imperial handgunners, which will stop them firing at least, but now it really is just a case of running down the stragglers and mopping up. And we'll leave the final killing blows to our Forest Dragon and our Great Eagle. So, fast, mobile, brittle yet hard-hitting, and with some fearsome archery skills, the Wood Elves can be a truly formidable force in the field.